What's good, combat sports fans? Welcome back to episode 50. Episode 50, baby. Let's go. We made it to episode 50. Yes, we did. So, what are we talking about in episode 50? Well, there's been a lot of shit that we need to discuss that I have not yet discussed. I did on my Instagram Live. No one joined. It is what it is, but you guys will catch it here on YouTube at Combat and Kick It. Your boy got to break down this UFC Abu Dhabi card, so let's get right into it. Let's go. So, like I said, breaking down the Abu Dhabi card. I am heartbroken about this entire situation. I'm going to let you know that now. I was going to wear, instead I wore the Wu-Tang shirt. I was going to wear the Charles Du Bronx shirt for this one. But I said, no, I'm just throw the Wu-Tang one on because I'm a little heartbroken. That my mans can't make it to the fight. Charles Oliveira pulls out because in a fifth round sparring, in the fifth round of him sparring 1 day before he's supposed to ship his ass out to fucking Abu Dhabi, my man's connects with a headbutt with one of his teammates, gashes open his eye. Ain't nothing you can do about that. My man had to call off. He had to pull out of the fight, which completely fucking sucks, especially as a fan when you're trying to really push these dudes and tell everybody like, no, man, this man's the truth. The Charles is the truth. He's gonna beat Islam this time. You know, you're always, as a fan, you always got your guys that you're backing, and when they let you down, that shit sucks. But it's cool because Alexander Volkanovski's stepping up on short notice. 11 days notice, and my man Volk is stepping up. So, nothing to be said there. That's one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet right there. To take this fight on 11 days notice, right? You just fought a couple months ago. Probably one of the most active fighters in all of the UFC. My man just fought a couple months ago against Yair Rodriguez, defending his belt, right? After he already fought Islam in February, got very close to winning. A lot of people will continue to argue that fight, but almost won the fight in February. Moves on to, I think it was the summertime, fought Yair Rodriguez, and is quickly turning around in October on 11 days notice against Islam Makhachev, a man he's already lost to. And in this situation, a lot of people say, if Volk loses this one, he's got no chance at lightweight anymore, which I think is false. I think that's a completely false thing to put out there. The man totally has a chance at lightweight. He's taking the fight on 11 days notice, right? You can't put much into that. Yeah, it's your pound for pound number one in the world, but he's taking the fight on short notice. So you cannot say that he ain't got no other chance at lightweight because he's taking the fight on short notice. Like I said, but he's actually not the only one that night taking a short notice fight. Also, shout out to Islam, too, for taking that. Because Islam could have easily said, no, I'm training for Charles. I don't want to fight. But Khabib, Islam, all them said, send King Kong. If he can make 155, we'll fight him. And they sent King Kong. They sent the top dog. They sent Alexander Volkanovski in there. So we'll see what happens on that one. But then the co-main is even canceled. So we were expecting Paulo Costa versus Hamzat. I've been hoping the fight would happen, but I've also been saying Paulo Costa's a pull-out merchant. Just wait. He'll pull out. Here we go. My man Paulo Costa. He pulled out. Something a lot of y'all don't know what to do, but he pulled out, right? He pulled out. No, I'm kidding. Side jokes. But no, seriously, my man pulled out due to an elbow injury. Apparently, from what he said, is that he didn't actually pull out. The doctors did not clear him to fight, which I don't believe. Because why would you post your surgery a few days before all this shit happens? It's just, you set yourself up to get pulled out of this fight. So, Paulo Costa's out. So, on that one, you kind of sit there and you're like, damn, who can Hamzat fight that would make sense right now? Who's going to take a short notice fight? Would it be Drake? Can you Yo, Drakus, you want this fight? Yo, Rob, you want this fight? Jared Cannonier, you want this fight? I don't know if that's how it happened. I don't know if those three got the call at all. I don't know if any top dogs in the middleweight division got that call. But someone else did. And that someone else is our former welterweight champion, former number one pound for pound king, Kamaru Usman, stepping up on 11 days notice to fight an absolute savage in Khamzat Chimaev. I mean, come on, we know the truth. Nobody wants to fucking fight Khamzat, man. That middleweight division is running from that man. The welterweight division too. No one wants to fight him. Why would you want to fight him? Why would you want that risk on your record? For this particular issue, right, with Usman going and taking this fight, right? There's no foul in here, bruv. If the man wins, huge fucking win. And that's an amazing middleweight debut for him to go on and push himself as a middleweight contender. So if he got past Khamzat, shit, right? And we're almost looking at Usman like the back end of Usman's career now. He's on 2 losses back to back. He's got 2 bad knees. You know, he's not old, but he's not young either. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, are we seeing prime Usman? Are we seeing the best Usman? And I don't think that we've lost that top dog Usman yet. I just think matchups and time and everything like that. And the man was defending so much. He was very active while he was champion. So he takes some time off after that last fight, and now he's coming back 11 days notice to fight Khamzat. That is huge. That is huge, and that's some badass shit. So shout out to Volkanovski, shout out to Usman, and then shout out to both Islam and Khamzat. For both of them accepting these fights 11 days notice against, you know, a guy that you would actually want to have a full training camp for. Like Volkanovski and Usman are both guys as a fighter you would want to have a full training camp for. So to not have a full training camp going into this fight against these guys is dangerous. Very, very dangerous, but it's interesting. It's interesting. Now, who do I think is going to win? Man, it's hard for me to be on the side of the underdog who is fighting on short notice. That's a very, very difficult thing to do, right? If you go back and you break down fights, you could break down fights all day. You could break down the way Volk destroyed Yair. You can break down the way that Volk stayed in there against Islam. You can go before that, talk about Volk smashing Max, smashing Korean Zombie. You know, every single person he steps in there, he makes a statement when he's in there, right? So I'm not going to count him out as much as I'm probably going to end up counting Usman out. I know that's fucked up to say, but I'm going to have less faith in Usman and much more faith in Volkanovski, knowing that Volkanovski has taken this guy 5 rounds before, showed that his strength, his power didn't mean nothing to him, and I think a motivated, hungry-ass Volkanovski now has a real reason to win this fight. Not like being on short notice, you get this done, bro. This is insane. You become double champ on short notice. That's insane. That will be one of the biggest like records in like history. There's not gonna be people to top that, becoming a double champ on short notice. I mean, if Volk's able to do that, that's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. But let's talk about the actual fight in itself, right? Who's gonna win? If you look at it, you would probably think that Islam has the advantage in terms of the wrestling right now, in terms of the cardio, and just the overall condition of he's in. Now, Volk isn't somebody who bloats out, gets super heavy when he's not fighting and stuff like that. He stays around what he consistently weighs, and, you know, he stays clean. He doesn't eat like crap, all that kind of stuff. Like, he stays the way he's supposed to. But Islam's been training like a killer for Charles Oliveira. Like, probably training hard as fuck for Charles. So it's one of those things, you need more than 11 days, man. You really do. But then again, if anybody could do it, it would be Alexander Volkanovski. You look at the last fight, right? Islam landed shots standing up that dropped Volkanovski that we didn't expect. Islam had great work on the feet. Truth be told, he had great work on the feet, a lot better than any of us could have expected him to do. You thought he was going to be forced to shoot so much. He was not forced to shoot as much, but when he did shoot, he realized he didn't have an easy person to control like he has these other guys, right? He had a guy who wouldn't let him control him. He had a guy who wouldn't let him get his neck. There's certain things about Volkanovski that do pose threats to the game of Islam, since Volk's not going to be the guy to give up. Volk's not going to be the guy to be a bit. Volk will do everything he can, even if he's losing this fight, to take this fight 5. And you saw what happened when Volkanovski got to 5 last time. He puts Islam down and is pounding dropping strikes down on him the whole time, the whole end of the 5th round. And it led into a tough thing for a lot of people. People were like, oh, Volk won that fight because of that, right? That was a huge moment in the fight. So these two guys are on the exact same level. Short notice or not, they're on the same level. It just depends on the condition and stuff like that. I feel like Islam's going to be a little bit more explosive, and I feel like he is going to be able to control a little bit better than he did in the first fight just because of the fact that it's short notice. Those Dagestan guys are strong. They are strong as fuck, and they know how to use your body weight against you. They know how to use your balance against you. They know how to use every benefit that you have for your own self against you to be able to get you down into positions where you're not comfortable. So surprisingly, I'm giving Islam a lot of props, but I think I'm rocking with Islam in this fight. Not because I don't believe in Volk. I believe that if there's someone that can do it, like I said a couple minutes ago, it's Volkanovski. But I think I'm rocking with Islam in this fight. It's a tough one. It's a very tough one to come through on. And then with the Hamzat and Usman thing, I could probably do the same exact breakdown on that. Realistically, if we really want to look at it though, right? Like I said, bad knees Usman. He's not young. Coming off of 2 losses. Taking this fight on short notice and have to fly all the way to Abu Dhabi. I think a man stays in Florida. I think he stays in Florida or something like that. But now he's got to go all the way to Abu Dhabi, going to enemy territory on short notice doing this. I think the style of Hamzat and the layoff that we've had from Hamzat, you're going to see a fucking killer in there. You really are. You're going to see an explosive chain wrestler. You're going to see a guy ready to throw people around. You're going to see a guy that's looking to get the finish within the first 2 rounds. And if he gets the finish on Kamaru Usman within the first 2 rounds, shit. It's weird though because Dana White said the winner of this fight gets the next title shot, which is crazy. You're kind of skipping Drakus. That's something that I'll break down later. But you're skipping Drakus now. You're going straight to the... Obviously, if Hamzat would have won against Paulo Costa, it was going to be a discussion anyways. Yeah, we're going to get him the next title shot. Because they've been wanting him to get himself to that position in either division, whether it's 170, whether it's 185. They've been wanting him to get to that position where he can become either number 1 contender or, whatever the case may be, an interim champion if the other champs are out or something, something like that. They wanted Hamzat to be holding that, but now you have an opportunity. The weird thing is, if Usman wins, does Usman get a title shot against Sean Strickland at middleweight? Because that's really interesting. Because if you go back in history, Usman's got a win over Sean Strickland. Yep, I know a lot. Yep, I know a lot of you didn't know that. No, you guys knew that. You should have known that. I mean, if you've been paying attention to Sean Strickland or Usman, you should know that they fought at welterweight probably back in 2015, 15 or 16 maybe. And Sean got murked. Sean got murked on the feet. Sean got murked on the ground. There was no aspect of Sean winning. But we're looking at a different Sean Strickland now, so we're looking at a way different Sean Strickland now, man. That man is different. I don't know what's going on with Sean Strickland because he flipped the MMA world on its axis a little bit this past month or back in September by beating Izzy. I could never predicted that. Especially to happen the way that it happened. I could have never predicted that, but unbelievable. Unbelievable. And that'd be crazy to see Usman rematch somebody who's already beaten, who is now a champion at a different division. That's wild. That's wild. The situations that we have are wild. And then the fact that Sean and Hamzat were training partners for a small period of time, that's another interesting feat. And then what about Izzy? Where's Izzy? Where's Izzy at? That's a big question. Where is Izzy at? What's Izzy doing? Is Izzy going to sit back and wait and just let these guys do their thing and then he pops back out and it'll work? I want my title shot now? Or does he get this rematch soon? Is that something we put on UFC 300, Sean and Izzy? I don't know. We discussed that a couple times on the podcast already, though, so I'm not going to get into it too crazy. I know I got to go to work here soon, get ready for work. Yeah. But besides that, what else is happening? Possible split of USADA and UFC. I saw that. I saw Jeff Nowitzki talking about what was going on. I saw Hunter Campbell talking about what was going on with McGregor and the way that they were doing McGregor dirty. And I guess UFC and USADA are parting ways, but UFC has another drug program in place. I forgot the name of it, but they got another drug program in place to keep these guys in line. Look, man, let some of these dudes do the shit that they do. I guarantee you some of the supplements have stuff you can't test anyways. They're doing some stuff. How do you think they recover? They're not fucking Wolverine. All right, they get beat up every day, right? Then go at the end of the week, right, and have a major fight on a Saturday, right? And then Sunday they got day off. Monday they're chilling. They're probably sore as fuck for that Sunday, Monday, right? Think about it after the fights. These guys are probably so sore, so fucked up. You gotta let them have something, right? Whether it's smoking weed, whether it's using CBD, whether it's some sort of steroid that isn't, really super performance enhancing, but just helps recovery. Because there is shit like that out there, and I'm sure a lot of guys do take stuff like that. You gotta let them have their recovery. You know what I'm saying? They're getting beat up every day. You gotta let them have their recovery. But we'll see what happens with this new doping agency. We'll see what happens with the whole USADA shit, and we'll see what happens with Conor McGregor, because Conor did just jump into the USADA pool. So if USADA and UFC are cutting ties at 2024, that's only a few months away. UFC 300's around the corner. It's part of one of the openers of 2024. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how they're going to do this. And I don't know what... I thought Jeff Nowitzki was USADA, and he's not USADA. I guess he's just part of, some sort of dope. I don't know. The doping shit confuses the fuck out of me. But... yeah, that's episode 50. Because I've been inactive. Typical. There's more common for me to be inactive than I am active. I know consistency is key, and I fail at that. But it is what it is. I'm gonna step it up. I'm gonna fucking step it up. But either way, that's my episode for today. Episode 50. I appreciate you guys for watching me for 50 episodes. We made it 50, and I have a view on every episode, so that's a blessing. Whether it's 1 view, 100, 1,000, 1 million, it doesn't matter to me. I put this out here for somebody to view it, somebody to get breakdowns, somebody to get their reviews from, somebody to get everything, all the knowledge they need for MMA or boxing or anything. If I can be that guy, I want to be that guy, but I got to be more active. So I will catch you on the next episode. Just make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button. Really, when I say comment, legitimately comment, especially on this one. This is a crazy, crazy thing that just happened. Another crazy fight week, a bunch of changes. Let me hear your guys' opinions on it. So like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you know when the next episode comes out. And it's your boy Bando signing out. I'll catch you later. Peace.